Hey Thrivers, you're listening to episode 55. Today I'm joined by the owners of my favorite local cookie company, Taylor Chip. Seriously guys, they make the best cookies, and today I get to ask them all the questions, from how they perfected the recipe for their signature soft, gooey cookies to what it was like growing a business as a newly married couple. Sarah and Doug Taylor are here to chat cookies, growing a team, and how to put your marriage first when you're also business partners. And yes, you heard that right. Doug Taylor is here as the first guy to join the Thrive because I felt it was only right to include both halves of this dynamic duo. I was about to say grab a cup of coffee and keep listening, but for this episode, you'll probably be craving a glass of milk and cookies by the time we're done.
Welcome to The Thrive, a podcast for working moms. This is for all the women and moms listening. If you work from home, in an office, run your own business, or are the CEO of your family, this podcast is for you. Because at the end of the day, all moms are working moms. Rachel and Christine invite you to celebrate the victories, get advice, listen to their mom fails, and to know you aren't alone, to thrive in your everyday life.
This episode is brought to you by Namaste Organized. Namaste Organized offers friendly, professional service to organize and modernize any space. Whether you're a single parent doing it all, a blended family with a full house, or an entrepreneur growing your business, a well-organized space will allow you to focus on what is most important to you. A professional organizer provides the efficiency you need to pursue your passions. Together, Melissa Groff can help you develop a system that works well for you and looks pretty too. Trust us, her own home is a testament to this. If you want some beautiful home inspiration, be sure to follow her at Namaste Organized on Instagram, where she offers a glimpse into her life on a regular basis with practical tips and information for anyone looking to declutter. Thank you, Melissa, for sponsoring our show and for teaching us that less is more. If you're ready to lose the weight of clutter and disorganization and live your best life, get in touch with Melissa Groff today at namasteorganized.com. Hey everybody, this is Rachel, and this week I am joined by two guests, and this is a week of firsts because this is the first time I ever came to a podcast recording and forgot my computer. But also, this is the first time we've ever had a guy on our show. So big welcome to Sarah and Doug Taylor. They are the owners of Taylor Chip Cookie Co.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey guys, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Especially
awesome.
me. I'm so honored.
Well, I figured you're like a dynamic duo, like you do the business together. It's named after you guys, and I just thought it'd be really fun to see the perspective of, working together and, hear how it is, what it's like. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, so I am Sarah Taylor, and I'm 25 years old, live in Lancaster City, grew up in Mountjoy, so I guess I'm Lancaster County native. I don't know, what else do you want to know?
What else do I want to know? I don't know. Favorite things, what you like, what you don't. How on earth did you start baking cookies?
Yeah, that gets into our story. Do you want me to get into that already?
No.
Okay.
I was just teasing.
Okay.
Unless you want to share, maybe you want to share your favorite cookie.
Okay, so my favorite cookie is our double chocolate brownie cookie or the peanut butter fudge. During the fall, it's the pumpkin spice. Sorry, I can't choose one.
That's so good.
I enjoy, I'm a very relational person, so I really enjoy hanging out with family and or friends. And also my husband, I enjoy that too. And going to the gym, that's one of my top hobbies. I like working out.
I think if I worked for a cookie company, I would need to.
Yeah.
You really have to.
Yeah.
You eat cookies almost every day, and they don't go. They don't go away just like that. Well, for some people they do, but not for us.
Yeah.
I'm Doug Taylor, and I am married to Sarah, which is always fun and exciting. And my favorite cookie is chocolate chip. I'm 26 years old and always just kind of been an entrepreneur of sorts.
I love that.
Yeah.
I really like that because I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I read a lot of articles about how millennials can't find jobs, they can't buy houses, they're just struggling and they're, we're the victims. And I love when I know other millennials that it's like, you're doing big things. Like you're, supporting yourself and you're not just like, barely getting by, but like you're doing your own business and you're doing it well. And I just love hearing those stories because I feel like the news, and especially the older generation, really, when they hear of millennials, they just have this like attitude towards us that like, oh, millennials. Like, a lot of, I mean, some millennials, you know, aren't settled down until they're in their mid-30s. And some of them, you know, maybe they don't find their career or find what they want to do until they're, you know, a little bit older. And that isn't the case 20, 30 years ago. Yeah. So I get that. But I feel like there's a lot of people that are doing things well.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot more options nowadays, too, which can confuse people. Choice is confusing. But I think it's just, you know, no matter what century or millennium or
decade.
That's the one I was looking for. No matter what decade you're living in, it's just, I think it's just a mindset thing. Like you just, like if you choose to do something, it's even easier now than it was 10 years ago to do it or 20 years ago to do it. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So how long have you guys been married?
2.5 years. Yeah. So we got married May 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, guys.
Thanks.
So tell me, I just want to know like how this thing started. If you're not from the area, we have a lot of listeners that listen from, you know, all over the U.S. We've had guests from Canada. We've had guests from, all over the place.
So cool.
Come on, Doug, get up on the Thrive podcast.
Guests from Canada.
It's all good. But yeah, for those of you who aren't local to Lancaster, Taylor Chip, you guys are known for just these giant, doughy, delicious, doughy isn't the right word. Cookies
gooey.
They're gooey and dense.
Dense.
Yeah.
I think that's what it says on the website, right?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes, these delicious cookies, like the ones that like your mom made growing up or, you know, when they're right out of the oven. But I feel like your guys, they stay like that.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them so great. Yeah. So, local cookie company here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and they're owned, obviously, by you guys, young married couple. So, anyway, tell me how it got started.
You want me to start?
Yeah,
okay.
I like your perspective. Let's see it.
So, when Dougie and I were dating, he just loved cookies. So, as something fun to do, especially we're Christians, we're Jesus followers. So, keep you out of trouble.
Yeah.
Bake cookies.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I was eating my friend's mom's cookie, and it was made with Crisco. And Sarah is very natural and very like health driven, and she was raised like a very like holistic way.
Yeah.
And so Crisco, like vegetable oil, for her was not
so bad for you.
And she's like, and I was eating like 5 of these cookies a week or more, and then I asked for the recipe from my friend's mom, and she gave it to us, and we found out it had Crisco in it. I was like, these are so good. I'm gonna make these, and we're making these. And Sarah's like, we can't be making these. Yeah. And like you can't be eating this stuff. Yeah. All this vegetable oil is horrible for you, and it is. I'm not so natural as she is, but yeah. So then I was like, okay, well then if I can't eat these, let's make the same thing with butter, and then you can pick up.
Yeah. So when we were dating, we would just do it at night, I guess. Yeah. Like after work and stuff, we would just like get together and bake cookies and try.
And cakes as well.
Yeah,
all
we
kinds
did
of
cakes.
things. And
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We actually had the cake at our wedding.
Yeah. We baked our own cake for our wedding.
No way!
Yeah. It was way cheaper.
Cool. No, seriously though.
We just love it. Like we still make it.
Yeah, it's really a great cake. But
anyway, yeah, so we would just make chocolate chip cookies because Dougie wanted to eat the perfect chocolate chip cookie, but without using Crisco butter. Mm-hmm. So it took about a year of just so much, like literally research and just baking over and over again and eating so many cookies. Yep. And
tough life.
Yeah. You can pick up from here if you want.
Well, then we eventually figured it out right before, and we kind of figured it out like right before. In the meantime, when we were doing this, we also kept dating, and that was going pretty well. So Sarah agreed to marry me, and that was nice. And then after that, we were getting married. And so we figured it out like a few months before we got married. So we're like, this is great. Let's have these cookies as our wedding favor. Yeah. And so we baked our cake and had our cookies as our like wedding favors for our guests.
Were they always that big?
Yeah. They were like, We were like, they were 5 ounces. Now
Yeah.
they're like 6 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that we upped them a little bit. But
yeah,
Good wedding
since-
favor though.
Yeah.
for a wedding favor.
Since we started baking them, they were always like, we never did.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever did tiny
No,
cookies.
why would you do a tiny cookie? Because you can only have one. Like, there's a lot of times where you'll be like, I'm only gonna have one cookie, and if it's bigger. But yeah, so that's what. So then.
Yeah, so we were getting married.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, let's just create a name.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like, we're getting married. We're going to. We're getting married. We're gonna launch. Let's just do this little cookie thing. It was just for chocolate chip cookies. And we're like, what should we call it? Well, our last name is going to be Taylor. And then Chip, chocolate chip. And that's kind of how we found that name. And then the URL was available. So obviously it was meant to be.
Yeah.
And so we did it. Made a little website. That was super crappy really quick. And just we're like, we're going to launch this business at our wedding. And so we like had stickers on each of the little cookies with our business information, and we handed them out to our guests.
That's so great.
So that's kind of how Taylor Chip started. After we got married, we just continued with life.
Yeah, and then about 8 months after our wedding, we started doing some research of local events because we were like, this would be fun to do just like once a month
Yeah.
in Lancaster City, like a pop-up. So we like scheduled a few events, a very small amount.
Yeah.
Our first one was at Building Character in Lancaster City for
Yeah.
First Friday.
Yeah.
So from there, somebody found out about us, and then we went into the market.
Yes. So from there, there's that market now, off Fruitville Pike. So one of the stand holders in there had messaged us because they were looking for more people to go in to fill it.
This is
initially.
Lancaster Marketplace?
Yeah, in Lancaster Marketplace. Yeah.
Okay.
And they were looking for people to fill it. And so they contacted us. I don't know how they found us, but they did. And we went in and we're like, this is cheap enough. You know, it wasn't like something, we didn't really have a vision for the business. And it wasn't really, we didn't really think about it being a real business even. We were just kind of like, this is just something fun. But then this opportunity came up and we felt like it was the Lord. And
It was kind of crazy. I like really wanted to quit my job where I was at. And so we were like really praying over that and journaling over that. And we're like, okay, we're going to quit. I'm going to quit my job in 2 weeks. And I think it was the day before, 2 days before they contacted us about it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
love
cool.
things like that.
Yeah.
So it was definitely like a God thing, 100%. It was just something that we always feel like He's pushed us.
Yeah.
And we're just kind of following.
That's really
That's how
cool.
Yeah.
So you do this business full time now.
Yes.
Are you also full time in the business?
Yes. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as, you know, this place goes in Lancaster Marketplace, this is where you make the cookies now? This is like your headquarters?
Yeah. So we do all of our dough mixing there after hours or days that we're not open.
Mm-hmm.
All the baking, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Besides storage, we do have some storage.
Well, yeah, we have like a storage unit, you could say, where we have some fridges and stuff that we keep all the stuff that we bake all at once for the whole week, and then we...
You mean mix? We mix dough.
Or we
all at
mix,
once.
not bake. Yeah, we bake fresh. We mix dough all at once over the first like 2 or 3 days of the week.
Okay.
Or the rest of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how we do it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're definitely looking for another building, but being self-financed, we want to make sure that we're hoping to go into Broad Street Market in the spring, which is another market.
Is that in the Lancaster
That's in
area?
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg,
So it's like Central Market's version in Harrisburg.
Okay.
So we talked to them there, and it seems to be a go, but they have to make space for us because they're full right now. So they're hoping by spring, or I guess we're hoping by spring, and they're saying that's when.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I mean, we're always looking for new locations and somewhere bigger, but we also want to be kind of cautious and like make sure it's something that we can afford and still like not go into debt or anything like that.
Oh yeah. Like when was it that you decided to do this full time? Or was it like when the market thing happened, you both were just like, we're going to do it?
Yeah. We just figured the market was going to be open 4 days a week. And so we're like, we both can't do this and work a job. So we actually both quit our jobs 2 weeks before it opened.
That's so cool.
With like,
it's so crazy.
it's crazy to think about it, but we just felt like that was what we were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I always think, like, after I quit, I'm like, I can't believe I quit. But on the backside, I was also doing branding and marketing for companies, and I was really looking to launch into that. And I had done some stuff before, like having the recording studio was kind of the same thing where it was self-financed. So I needed to learn like marketing, SEO, and all that stuff to get our name out there. Because a lot of recording studios, people who start them have been touring for a while, or they have a lot of connections in the music industry, and we didn't have that. So our way of getting business was through search engine optimization, essentially.
So that was your background.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I just kind of anything to get the job done, I guess. Yeah, is basically my background.
Yeah.
And your background, was it in baking cookies?
No, it was actually, I guess my first job was always in a restaurant. So I started out as a hostess, and then I wanted to be a waitress. I've just always loved people. So yeah, that's kind of what I did. I went to college. I have an associate's degree in business, but I was like, I'm not going to sit at a desk all day. And just
that's awesome.
So.
Oh my gosh, I love this. I love that it just like worked out so perfectly.
Yeah.
So what is it like working together? Tell me a little bit about that. Like, how did you decide who would do what? Or, you know, do you do a lot together? Or is it very strictly like, nope, this is my realm, like, that's yours? Like, how do you do that?
So I think in the beginning, it was a lot of like mesh of like you doing a lot of Taylor chip stuff.
We would just do everything together.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like...
Yeah.
Yeah. We always just... starting out, there was, again, it was kind of like, we never intended for this to be a real business, I guess.
Yeah.
Not that we love where it is, and now we have like a ton of vision for where we want it to be.
Okay.
But it was never like, I can't, like for Sarah, it was like, I never want to open Sarah, I don't think you ever thought you wanted to open a bakery.
Yeah, it was never, and for you either.
I was like, I want to do music.
Yeah.
I was a drummer. I was like, I would love to tour. That's super fun to me. And I love business. So obviously business is always has always been a dream. But
so yeah, I mean, we definitely do things together, but we do have our separate roles.
And starting out, we just did everything together, like cookie flavors. Like, now what do we do? And we were just kind of doing the whole thing as just like, we were still treating it as just this thing we were doing together.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But now we have completely separate roles.
Yeah.
So like, I do this, she does that.
Yeah. So what does look like that? What does that look like? I should say. I take it you're probably like the marketing guy.
Yeah.
Because that's your background.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the one making a lot of the initial contacts for like wholesale, dealing with like Whole Foods, Wegmans, marketing, and like branding, and I guess overall vision, doing all the like projections. Okay. So basically all that like business stuff, and like all of the like typical you would think would need to go into any business. That's pretty much what I do.
Yeah.
As far as like the back end. Sarah.
Yeah, so I do a lot of like pretty much just management, so employee management. I was doing a lot of the dough mixing, but we just hired a dough mixer about 3 months ago. Yeah. So that's been
love that that's a job.
So nice. Yeah.
That's another career that I don't think that person ever said as a kid, I'm going to be a dough mixer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. She's great.
She is really, really great.
So yeah, I do a lot of the employee managing, scheduling, social media posts, all that stuff, event baking. Orders, emails.
Yeah, she basically she's a lot more likable than I am. She's a lot prettier as well. So she handles all of the like customers like on the day to day, and that like also we have mostly all females working for us at this point. And so for me, I came from like, I did landscaping and construction for like 10 years, which is how I got into entrepreneurship, because I was like, I don't want to do this the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I'm I kind of come from that background, so I'm a little rougher around the edges when it comes to dealing with people, trying not to yell at people and just trying to, and like also just trying to have a good culture. And Sarah does that really well.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I had a question and it just left me.
Oh, that's
my
fine.
gosh. It was, you had mentioned like 2 minutes ago that you deal with, Wegmans and Whole Foods. So does this mean your cookies are coming to Wegmans and Whole Foods? Are they there already? And I didn't know it?
So we have 2 companies. We have the Perfect Dough LLC and Taylor Chip LLC. The Perfect Dough is our edible cookie dough, pinted in ice cream pints.
And it's also bakeable.
And it's also bakeable. So when our whole thing is Sarah's very natural. That's how we started this. So like we make everything from scratch, from the caramel to like anything, just so we know that there's no corn syrup, there's no like emulsifiers. All of our dough that's in Whole Foods, or not in Whole Foods yet, I still have to get like one more thing done before it goes on their shelf. But in Wegmans, our dough has no soy in it whatsoever and no emulsifiers, and that's how our cookies are.
Okay.
And so, but the dough kind of came up was we were looking for a way to start wholesaling, and
we're very particular about our cookies.
Yeah, and so we didn't want people. Our cookies still taste good, but they'll dry out after a week. I mean, we don't serve them past 2 days, and we bake them like fresh for requests and all that stuff. So our cookies taste great fresh, and I think that's part of the like goodness about them. But on a shelf, people want to have like 2 months at least of a shelf life.
What?
In grocery stores.
And then you have to start adding preservatives.
So you have to add like soy lectane. You have to add a bunch of different like things that I didn't want to add. And so dough is how. So we were like, okay, well, let's just make our dough edible, because our dough naturally lasts 9 weeks. And just in the fridge if it's sealed properly.
Yeah.
And right away so that was our like way to get in there, was just like, okay, we can do this, we can make it edible, and then people can take it home and bake the cookies.
That's actually really fun too.
Yeah.
Then if you have kids and you don't want them to have a cookie as big as their head, you
can
break it up.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to invest in some of this stuff. Because when my husband stops by your stand in the market, like he will get like the half dozen. Yeah. And like he has no limit. The girls will be like, "Can I have
Sounds
a cookie?"
like me.
And he's just like, "Sure, here's a cookie." And I'm like, "No, cut it like 10 pieces." Yeah. Like you're not the one that has to deal with them the rest of the day.
Yeah.
They are crazy.
And it's cool too, because like Toll House, they obviously you can take their dough home and bake it, but you're not supposed to eat it. Yeah. But like our dough pints are clean. The ingredients is clean. You're gonna know everything that's in it.
And we go through the process to make sure it's approved to be eaten raw.
Yeah.
So I did air quotes there, raw. So
yeah.
So it's safe for your kids to eat it, as well as it bakes just like our cookies would.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know that. Yeah. So now I need to look for that. It's in Wegmans already?
It's in Wegmans, Oregon Dairy, Stouffer's of Kissel Hill, like Fox Meadows Creamery.
Okay.
It's in there, like a bunch of different local places. And we're really new to this side of the business. So if we do well in Wegmans, they'll move us to like another store, then like 10 stores locally, and then eventually probably launch you nationally, which is the goal for sure. Yeah. And same thing with Whole Foods. They move you they grow you slowly, and then if you do really well, they launch you nationally. Right. There are other ways to get into every Whole Food right away, but that's for like bigger companies with like investments and like all these things. So we prefer to take it slow.
Yeah.
Hopefully it works and keep going from there.
That's really cool. And I feel like whether you're listening and you own a business or you're just a stay-at-home mom who loves baked cookies or, whatever, I love hearing stories like this that like you never even planned on doing this and now it works. So that's exciting. And now you know how things get into your Whole Foods store. Yeah. Because I know like there's a soap company, like a couple local places like that.
Yeah.
They do a really good job of like showcasing the local stuff.
Yeah, they do. Exactly.
There's like a shop that used to be at the mall here that I don't think they went out of business, but they had added it as a second location, Sunrise Soaps. I think they're based in York. Yeah. Anyway, so they closed this Lancaster store here at the mall, and that's where I used to get all my soaps. Yeah. But I found that they have them in Whole Foods now.
Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, exactly. They love Whole Foods, loves local people. Wegmans does too. Wegmans is a little bit harder to work. Well, Whole Foods system, like there's so many things you have to do to get in there, but they're easier to connect with.
Gotcha.
And the system takes way longer. Wegmans was way harder to connect with, but their system's super easy to get all ready to be in there.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think getting in there, as long as you have a good product and they like your product, you just have to listen to what they say. And then,
yeah. Oh, that's really cool. My co-host, Christine, who wasn't able to be here for this episode, she's actually traveling to South Carolina right now. Her husband is one of the managers at the Wegmans here. Yeah. He does all of the perishables.
Nice. Wait, what's his name?
Robert Campbell.
Oh, I know Murphy Daly is who I deal with. He's the dairy manager.
Yeah. I guess... I think Robert would oversee dairy because it's perishable.
He's probably the over.
Yeah. He's one of those fun stories too. Her husband started with Wegmans up in Rochester where he grew up.
Yeah. And he just keeps moving up.
Yeah, they have a really cool advancement program, and then he went to college, and then even after that, came back and started in management, and cool. So maybe he'll be the next guy on the show.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, even as a business owner, I would much rather hire somebody who has worked for my company since 16 than somebody new who just got out of college or something. So I'd rather give this guy the advancement than somebody new. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. So before we take a quick break, what advice would you give to maybe another couple that is thinking about starting a business together? I think a lot of people have these, dinner time conversations where they're like, we should make this a business.
Yeah.
But, not everyone takes the next step. So if somebody's thought about that, what would your advice be? Or if you're already in business together, I don't know, is there something that
it'll be
you
hard.
Just find works or helps you guys?
It'll be hard.
It will be really hard for sure.
Your relationship will change.
Yeah. And it's hard to find what is normal for a relationship when you guys have a business together.
Okay.
It's the normal, if you both just go to jobs, you come home, you know what that should look like.
Right.
But it's so different. One thing that I wish we would have done is kind of been more disciplined and shut off the phones at 9:00, or we're going to eat dinner and we're not going to do business, reply to emails. He knows how to shut down work better than I do, but he loves working. And
so I never do shut it down.
Yeah, so he never does
if
shut
I'm
it
ready
down.
to stop working, I'm done.
But for me, it's if I have a list, I want to get it done, and I'll be up till 1 a.m. I'm going to get the list done. So we're both, I don't know.
Would you say you're both type A?
I don't know what that
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
I think a type A person is a very a go-getter versus a type B is more a relaxed, oh, that can wait till tomorrow.
I think in the day-to-day, I'm a type B, but in the long-term vision of things, I'm a type A.
Okay.
So, I always have a list of 20 things to do, but I don't care if it gets done because I know it's going to.
Okay.
And I know I'll do it. And then I wait for sometimes I wait. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do wait for inspiration to really, and I'll just be 10 hours, get this website done. The perfect dough, I had a website that I needed to get done, that I needed to redo, and I didn't want to pay somebody to do it. And I just, for 2-3 months, I didn't do it. And I was And then all of a sudden, one day, I had inspiration to do it. I knocked the whole thing out in a day.
That's awesome.
This is great.
So what's your advice?
I don't know. What is my advice?
I don't know.
What's your advice?
I think it was more of an encouragement. It was an encouragement that if you're going to do it, know that your marriage is going to change.
Yeah, your marriage is going
to be okay.
change, but work to your strengths too. So understand who you are and be okay with that. And then just work on those things that you have to work on, and boundaries for work and things, especially from the female perspective. I feel for a while there, I forgot that I was married. I had a business partner.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's what I've always wanted, a business partner. Yeah. But for her, it was, she really, values the quality time, and that's something that I had to work on.
Yeah. Love languages.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and chat more about doing business together, about cookies, and I have some questions. I want to know about all the flavors you have coming out.
Awesome.
You mentioned something about a fall, a pumpkin thing?
Yeah.
Oh my
Pumpkin
gosh.
spice, yep.
So many questions. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we've talked about this before, and one of the things I just love most is an organized space. I feel like when things are organized, I can get more done, I can find what I need, and I can just focus on the task in front of me instead of worrying about all of the other things. So we are so excited. This episode has been sponsored by Melissa Groff, owner of Namaste Organized. If you are local to Lancaster and you're looking for any help getting organized, whether you're a single parent doing it all, a blended family with a full house, or maybe you're an entrepreneur that's growing your business, a well-organized space will set you up for success and let you focus on the things that are most important to you. If you want some beautiful home inspiration and organizing tips, be sure to follow Melissa at Namaste Organized on Instagram. She offers a glimpse into her own life on a regular basis with practical tips and information for anyone that's looking to declutter. And we just want to say thanks Namaste Organized for sponsoring this episode. Be sure to check them out at namasteorganized.com. Welcome back, guys. I'm here with Sarah and Doug Taylor, owners of Taylor Tip Cookie Co., and we're talking all about cookies today.
Yeah.
Talked a little bit about your background, how the business started, and I want to know, cookies are the thing that you do really well. You guys own cookies, and you talk about how you expanded and you started doing the dough thing, again, cookie related. So how did you decide that that was going to be your thing, or do you have a vision for the future that includes things other than cookies? Can you share about? If you can.
Maybe.
I don't.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we can share because it's just it's kind of a pipe dream, I guess you could say. So we can share about it. But riches are in the niches. No, I don't know. Cookies, it just is I don't know. It kind of chose us.
Yeah. It's just kind of when we were dating,
Yeah, that was the
that's
thing.
why.
It was something
That's why we did it.
I do graphic design, so I'm artsy if I have a software aiding me, but I can't do any hand drawing stuff or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so cookies is just it's so nice. One, it's just everybody loves cookies, and also chocolate chip, and it's just you plop it on, and then you put chocolate chips on top, and it bakes, and it's beautiful just how it is.
My mouth is watering.
And you don't have to a lot having a bakery or something, or doing icing on a cake. We don't even know how to do that well. So it's just the lowest entry, and it's something that it's always been my favorite dessert. It's been something that my grandma would make, her chocolate chip oatmeal cookies for me, and I love them. And when I had to think of my happy place, I would close my eyes and it was a chocolate chip cookie. I'm not kidding. That is how...
You've always been addicted to that.
Yeah, so for me, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I just love them.
Totally get that. So when did you guys know? Another question I had, we kind of walked through how you guys grew and how it kind of got bigger than you expected. How did you know when it was time to bring on a team?
I would just say as we grew, so as we started to get busier and our sales were growing, we're okay, we actually can't do this alone. The first season, so we started August 2018. So from August to December, which is the holidays, so obviously bakeries are busy.
Yeah.
I cried so much because there were so many nights that we worked all day,
3
all
hours
night,
of sleep,
and then
2
we
hours.
get 2 or 3 hours of sleep, and then we had an event, and it would be a 16-hour work day.
Whoa.
And it was just...
Because you started just doing the events, right?
Yeah.
So it would be baking to have enough for the event.
Yep. And then we didn't have many employees yet because we were so new.
We just had one, my little sister.
Yeah. And then we hired 2 more at the end of November, but it was a lot.
We had her mom would help us.
Yeah.
Her dad would help us. Siblings, my sisters, both of them would help. We were just
in over our heads.
We didn't know. We didn't expect it like we just started.
Yeah.
And so we didn't expect it to be like busy, but it was just like,
especially when you're self-financing. It's not like we had this huge chunk of money that we could start with and like just hire people.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we've always hired, like, when do we need to hire somebody? Okay, now we can't physically maintain like this. We need to hire somebody else. That's when we hire for the most part. Now it's kind of like we have a better customer base. And so now we're like, okay, what will help our business grow? And now that's kind of where we're shifting as to how we hire, because we have a little bit more, but
we still do so much ourselves.
We still like, there's plenty of weeks we work 70, 80, 90, 100 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you guys, man, what is it with my brain today? It's the baby brain.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm like about to ask a question and then I like go back on it. It's because I'm going off notes here.
That's fine.
But I guess I was just going to say, like, when it comes to the business and it comes to the long hours, like, what are the things that keep you guys the busiest? Like the actual baking? Is it like baking for events? Is it special orders? Like, I know you said that the dough can be found in a couple places now, but like your cookies, you either buy in the market.
Yeah.
At an event where it's like you or somebody from your team.
Yeah.
Or are you doing like a lot of custom orders and things like that?
Yeah.
I would say it's events and custom orders. Yeah. Also, not having everything at the market is huge. So always having to travel to our storage unit and then back. And then back and then forth. It's hours of wasted time.
Yeah. Okay. So people who don't know, we have our market stand is a 13 by 8 area. So it's 8 foot deep, 13 foot wide. And so we've been maxed out there for like 6 months, to where it's just like our employees work when the market is closed. We'll work overnight sometimes. And so I think that's our huge time consuming thing, is just like being self-financed and wanting to make sure that we're doing everything like responsibly and managing risk and all that. Is just like, well, we have storage over here, which takes 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get to. We don't have enough fridge space here. So we have all this dough that's prepared and needs to get in the fridge. We got to go run back there. And so it's just a lot of like, we're scattered, logistically scattered right now.
And we also don't have enough space to even
We don't have a big enough oven. So we'll wait on the oven.
Yeah.
We don't have enough cooling racks. So all really good problems to have.
It's great problems.
I always think, like, especially for me, I think like people want to go out and they want to have this big business plan and they want to, like, get investors or something like that. And I think if you have a good product and if you have a good business, like, that business should be able to support you. And that'll give you the confidence, and you shouldn't be afraid of working really hard a lot, and that will give you the confidence then to grow because you already have income. And it's just, I think that's a better way to do business. It's more of a like long-term view.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I can totally relate. I'm interviewing a potential team member today.
Wow.
It's the first for me.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
And so, we'll see. But like you said, it's kind of been
exciting.
this feeling for a while, like, I can't continue like this.
Yeah.
Especially with having 3 kids. I can't be up until 2 a.m. working on things.
Right.
And then my husband's like, well, who's setting these deadlines for you? Like, you run your own business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it. I add some of the stress myself because...
But you can't help it.
It's not like I have a deadline that, my boss has given me and I'm going to get fired. But I'm like, I know personally to get the things I need to get done. Like, this is when my goals are to get them done. And I'm not meeting them and it's stressing me out. And so, this is great advice. What good timing for this episode.
That's really exciting.
Yeah. So as far as cookies go, I would love to know, anyone that's baking their own cookies this holiday season, you guys are the cookie experts. Any advice for DIYers other than coming to you guys to get their cookies? Do you do like a holiday assortment? Is this in the works?
We have 3 holiday flavors that will come out.
Yeah.
already, and then we also ship if you don't want to.
I was gonna say, do you have a box for someone that like wants cookies but doesn't want to bake them on their own? They could just be like, I'm gonna order the tailored chip box.
Oh,
We don't have that. We just use the FedEx boxes, but each cookie is individually heat sealed and wrapped.
What?
So,
no way.
Yeah. So you can like
Heat
order.
seal is a thing?
Yeah, well, it's just like a little hand hammer heat seal thing. It's not. It's not official in any means, but it keeps the cookies nice and sanitary while they're being shipped from Pennsylvania to anywhere in the U.S.
Nice and sanitary.
I'm like imagining like those little Domino's pizza things for each cookie.
Not yet. Hopefully someday.
Sealed. I'm like, that's really fancy to me.
I was like designing boxes and stuff like 2 weeks ago, and I have my designs and everything. Now it's just a matter of space and all that stuff. But,
yeah. So what are the holiday flavors? And then we're gonna get back to I wanted to at least a tip or two for somebody that is like my cookies flop every time.
Okay, so holiday flavors are ginger snap, and then nutty cranberry, which is oatmeal, macadamia nuts, cranberries, and then chocolate mocha peppermint, which is a coffee peppermint chocolate cookie. Yeah. I actually, all of the holiday flavors are amazing for what they are. I just don't like holiday cookies.
Got you.
Yeah.
So who comes up with these flavors? Who's the flavor person?
Both of us.
Yeah, both of us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're like, let's do this flavor. Let's try this out.
Do you have taste testing days where like you just bring in the team and like, today guys, we're going to taste test?
It's pretty much just me and Sarah.
Yeah, it's just us two. We'll like leave cookies for them so they can try.
We are like going to start, like I'm going to start like starting a group on Facebook where people who are like customers and fans of us, we'll have them like interact a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
If they want to. I don't know. It might be a weird idea. It might not be, but it's more of just like more hands-on, bring people closer into behind the scenes, I guess, type of thing. But
you don't want to have like too many cooks in the kitchen, though. I get it.
Yeah. Well, it's
no pun intended, but I get it. Like it's a little easier to just make the decisions and that's really cool.
So for the cookies, as far as a tip, it's all in the sauce. So our recipe is we have someone who bakes it, but she still doesn't bakes our or mixes our dough, but she still doesn't know what's in the cookie. She knows like the amount of sugar, the amount of flour, and like the amount of eggs. But we have little sauce packs that Sarah still puts together because that's what changes your cookies' consistency, which for us, which would be your...
I mean, the other components do too. It's kind of like a mix of everything.
It's a mix of everything
but you have
in a way.
to have,
But I could tell you the exact amount of sugar, the exact amount of flour, and you still wouldn't be able to do our cookies because the secret is in what we call sauce. But it's your baking.
Yeah. Oh, really? You're just gonna say what it is?
Well, yeah. It's. I'm not gonna say everything. I'm just gonna say like the typical things that make
the stuff that goes into the cookie.
Yeah.
That adds the like how it'll rise and stuff. Like that's like the leavenings essentially is what it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean, I tease that maybe he's sharing a secret recipe.
He's such like a free spirit. Like in our relationship, he's just always so
secret.
Free. And I'm like
anyone who knows,
the secret one. I'm like, don't tell anybody.
Anyone who knows how to bake knows or is interested in baking. You obviously like you have leavening agents in your cookie. And so that's what changes everything. And that's what you need to work on. There's no secret there.
Yeah.
But
okay. This is good to know. I don't bake or cook a lot. I'm kind of a failure in the kitchen. My mom has baked forever and she makes good chocolate chip cookies, but over the years, like, she doesn't use a recipe anymore. So they always change. Like sometimes like whatever she eyeballs must not be exactly the same as the way she eyeballed it the last time. So hers get really flat sometimes.
Yeah.
They're still gooey and delicious, but like they don't rise at all. Sometimes I'm like, what are these?
That was the hardest thing for us.
Well, and you can make cookies rise, but then they're so floury or they're like dry or like so to have
I'd rather have flat and gooey, but
same.
I don't want it to to look really flat.
So that's why like that was the hardest part is just to make something thick but still very dense. So I like to describe our cookies closer to like a cheesecake.
Yeah, he's always like, it's like a cheesecake.
Because a cheesecake you think is like very dense and like there's just a lot in every bite, and that's how I try to aim our cookies to be like very dense and a lot in every bite. So even though we use 6 ounces of dough, they aren't like some huge cookie. They're still big, but they're
condensed.
Very condensed. And,
I got you. So before we wrap up, you shared some tips, told us your story. I love it. Let's talk favorite things. So we've gotten a little bit of your story, and we've talked all about cookies. What's your favorite thing this week? This is a segment we do on the show each week.
Just this week in general.
Just like what?
Yeah,
like that happened
in life. It could be
in
like
life?
Your favorite thing could be like a pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah.
It could be like I don't know. It could be whatever.
You go first.
Man, I don't even know.
I feel like I put you on the spot, guys. This was in the outline.
Yeah, it
No,
was.
we read it.
I know. Wait, what is today? Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday,
I didn't give you a lot of time to
Wednesday.
think about it. Oh, it doesn't have to be like something you only like this week. Just like your favorite thing of the moment.
Oh, I think honestly my favorite thing of the moment is just like Sarah's dad has been a great asset to our business.
Yeah.
And he's really helping us with like a bunch of things, which is part of what this meeting coming up is about. And so just having that like support system around us has been one of my favorite things.
Yeah,
sure.
That's a good favorite.
Yeah,
we have an amazing, both of our families are so supportive and amazing, and we could have not have done it. Not financially supportive, but like emotionally, spiritually, so much goodness.
But that was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing?
Yeah, I know you guys do a lot together, but you have to have separate favorite things.
My favorite thing is chocolate. It makes me happy. Like, it really does. I eat chocolate every single day. I used to eat 2 pints of ice cream a week.
What?
Yeah, which is really bad.
For those of you that can't see this woman, what are you, like a 2? Like a size 2, maybe a 4? As a curvy girl, you're the type of person that I'm like, what am I doing wrong? How do you
my
like
new
this?
favorite thing. How hard she works out at the gym.
Okay,
I work out really hard at the gym.
Her butt is my favorite thing.
Okay,
That's my favorite thing.
cut that out.
No, don't. It's true.
But anyways,
First guy on the podcast.
It is. It's so nice.
Since I took away ice cream, I still eat chocolate, dark chocolate. And I love that. That's so like cheesy.
Have you ever had bark thins?
I have, but they're so high in calories. Versus if you just get like 90% dark chocolate.
Well, they have dark chocolate ones.
Yeah, but I think there's still a lot of sugar
high.
in there. In those.
I got them at Costco. I don't know.
But they're amazing.
They were sampling them, but I just had to get them.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Oh, it works.
It does. I know. You guys sample your cookies, right?
No. We used to.
You never
we
cut them up and like let people try.
Sometimes we did at an event we were at Sunday. We used to do it all the time, but now we feel like we have enough of a brand around it. So that's
I
see.
Makes sense. Well, I have a random favorite thing. My favorite thing lately is shoes for my little boy because I've realized, like, as he gets older, I can't put bows in his hair, and I really did that a lot for my girls. And I don't know, I've bought like probably 3 or 4 pairs of shoes for him in the past like week or 2.
Oh my
Maybe
goodness.
just because he's getting older now. He's 6 months, and so I feel like he needs shoes all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because like when we go out and it's chillier, I'm like, he needs something more than socks.
Yeah.
So anyway, random favorite thing of the week.
Yeah.
And I got him his first pair of like little Nikes,
Oh.
but they're like soft sole. They're great.
But he'll grow out of those in like a month, won't he?
I got him at a consignment shop.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Best thing.
Yeah.
It's about, baby stuff. You guys don't have them yet, but
Not yet.
I can't even imagine
that was like a not yet. Like,
Not
No,
yet.
we're not pregnant. At least not that we know of.
Not that we know.
Yeah.
We're trying very hard not to be pregnant just because
yeah. I get that.
we have a Taylor ship baby.
We have
It's
a Taylor
good-
chip baby
It's
right
good
now.
to plan. As
Yeah.
somebody that like got pregnant on her honeymoon, plan.
Whoa.
You should plan. Oh yeah, if you ever want to talk about like doing things quickly, I feel like our first few years of being married.
Did you guys
was just
try
like,
that?
No.
Are you kidding? What kind of
No.
question is that? I guess. I mean, it is
Well, there
Lancaster.
are
You
some
could
people that
have.
date, like people I feel like that have dated for a long time. It's like, oh, we finally are married. We've already been talking about kids. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Were you on birth control at the time, or were you? was it?
I forgot to get it. Well, I shouldn't say I forgot. See, the thing is, I had good intentions. I tried to get it refilled. I did try to get it refilled, but the week of the wedding, there's a lot going on. And have you ever needed refills and like you're out and you're like, your person has to like give you more refills?
Yeah.
I didn't get my refills. And I was like leaving for my honeymoon the next day. And I just assumed like, oh, it's just 1 week. It'll be fine. Well, it's not
wow.
fine. Anyone listening, take your pills.
Yeah. Take your pills.
So yes, that's kind of what happened. And we had only dated for 4.5 months, and then we got engaged.
Wow.
And then we got engaged in April, and we're like, we want a summer wedding. So do we wait like a whole year, or should we just plan a summer wedding? So we just got married in August that year because we were like, we knew what we wanted to do.
Is your relationship going good?
It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just
it's a
really
commitment
fast.
thing, and you know what? The things happen, and it's meant to be. And it's probably a huge blessing.
Oh, I wouldn't change it at all now. But if you can plan, planning is good. Yeah. So anyway, guys, lots of topics today. I hope you enjoyed our episode. I want to say thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah,
and where can people find you? We've talked about your physical location. If you're local, Lancaster Marketplace, it's on Fruitville Pike. Right near like the Panera?
Yes.
Yeah, you probably know what we're talking about.
So we're off of Fruitville Pike inside of a market called Lancaster Marketplace. We are a stand holder in there. You can also find us online at taylorchip.com. Social media, Instagram is taylorchip, and we ship as well. And then theperfectdough.com for the perfect dough, which isn't shippable yet because that's cold shipping, and that's just a lot more detailed that I haven't gotten into yet. But the cookies are.
Yeah.
And
that's so cool.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
So fun.
Thank you so much for listening today. You are a part of a growing community of moms, business owners, and women who are here to encourage and inspire. You can connect with Rachel at Rachel Klein Creative on Instagram or rachelkleincreative.com. To keep up with Christine and her latest events, follow her business journey on Instagram at Bellenberry Co. And if you want to be first to know about upcoming guests and giveaways, sign up for the Thrive Podcast email list today. Simply visit rachelkleincreative.com/The Thrive Podcast or follow at The Thrive Podcast on Instagram. If you've enjoyed listening this week or you've already added our show to your favorites playlist, we'd love for you to write us a review on iTunes. Your support and positive feedback allows us to keep encouraging moms and business owners each week.